Dumela, my name is Lisa Ehlers. Welcome to our 10-year anniversary vodcast as brought to you by RMB Song Night in collaboration with 99 FM. Now today we're obviously having another conversation with the nurturers of the Namibian sound. And we have Karl Ehlers, the RMB Song Night sound and light engineer with us. He's of course a prolific producer. He's getting 2 degrees as we speak. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But this artist, who formerly goes by the name of Loft, but now is officially known as Morenga, we want to delve into conversation with Karl Ehlers, the man behind Morenga, to just find out about this journey of R&B Song Night, nurturing the Namibian sound for 10 years. Welcome, Karl.
Thank you so much for having me. I have to say, right off the bat, Song Night was a big part of my development. So congrats on the 10 years and thank you.
Congratulations to you too. Yeah, and it's such an honor and pleasure because, we're in this together. Song Night, now officially known as R&B Song Night.
Correct.
It was started so long ago with such a, grassroots sort of idea. And maybe that's why we're surrounded by plants today.
Always, you have to stay rooted.
We are staying rooted, and I'm actually so happy to have you in studio to talk about, us starting this whole platform to give people the chance to audition and find out what vocal range they have, work with stylists and producers like yourself, and putting yourself on stage with a live professional band. How different is R&B Song Night now, in your opinion, from 10 years ago?
It's incredible how much it's changed. I even remember I remember performing as Young Frosty at R&B Song Night years ago, and that was a different world.
Yes.
But no, it's the physical event. It was always really a really nice experience, exchange between people. I think so many artists really gained something from what was happening there.
Yeah.
In so many different facets, the fact that there's so many prominent people who've come from Song Night is also really applaudable and very interesting. I've seen the show grow so much. It's nothing but beautiful actually to have been part of.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're actually such an emotional, creative, because your topic basically today is technically speaking. But funny enough, thinking of technicalities, if the feeling isn't quite there, even with the right timing and with the right sound, and we all know how a different EQ can make a person sound.
Right.
But how can you reflect on your topic for today, technically speaking? Because we started with a physical show for such a long time, and then we responded respectfully to the pandemic by moving online. And how different is that?
So in a technical aspect, the physical shows were bigger productions per se.
Yeah.
We used to have events at the Warehouse Theatre, and then it moved around to a couple other venues throughout town.
Yeah.
Till we eventually then ended up at HEC Studios, and our equipment, the equipment we needed for the show, in effect, just shrunk down.
Yeah.
So it allowed us to focus on very minimal things and accentuate those small details and work on them and get them to a better level.
Yeah.
So we really started from a small point, growing it up to the show that it is now, and it's really changed exponentially just from last year up until the beginning of this year.
So no matter, if we're staying in the grassroots platform range, we're here in the plants, we're keeping it very organic and authentic, especially demanding singers to audition with original music.
Right.
You've seen yourself that some shows even got traction to about 5,000 viewers saying, wow, this is Namibian music. And yes, we've seen also a migration of singers moving more into the amapiano phase, more into the dance hall. It's less those big anthem type of songs that we were used to for a long time at Song Night. Do you think artists are also responding to the times we're living in and effectively changing their sound to meet the times that we're living in?
Yeah, that's an interesting point that you raised. I think that's for sure. Everybody's sound and style is kind of constantly adapting
Yeah.
because we're all kind of in search of this kind of truth or this answer or this type of something that's gonna our work will result in at some point. And I think that we have to capitalize off of what we're able to in regards to music style.
Yeah, and the culture we're sort of basking in
You
at the
know,
moment.
that, and precisely, I think owning where we're from is very important. I think not enough people are owning it yet, and it's growing though.
Yeah.
More and more people are starting to own it. And I
Yeah.
have to say, in regards to the live streaming, people adapting their music, it's all about engagement with the people. And
Yeah.
now since the show is online, we have more engagement. And although it doesn't always seem that way,
Yeah.
I think people are taking notice. For example, when we did Takunda earlier this year, I think that was also like a great moment for him.
Yeah.
I'm sure that like sparked a vision in everything. Like
Yeah.
people connecting with him in a different way that they haven't connected before
Yeah.
because he hasn't done something like that before. Although he's also been making music for so long. Just as one example.
I agree with you completely, because when we don't have to compare, because life is this big journey, and if we start comparing our own experiences to the experiences of other people, if we take Takunda as an example, I do think that being the first time he performed with a live band and
Yeah.
having ownership of these professionals who assist with
Yeah.
these original songs, and you as a professional sound engineer sitting there and saying, dude, we need to do this, we need to do that. The host comes in and asks the relevant questions. I just feel that R&B Song Night has really been doing the work, and even now
Absolutely.
migrating online, I think that your work increased exponentially, right?
Right.
Because you're the one who has to send the signal out and make sure that we translate on the other side, because
Yeah.
we don't have a physical audience sitting there.
Yes.
So the work actually increased for you.
So there's certainly like a large amount of pressure that comes with getting a live stream correct.
Yeah.
The anxiety. She knows very well.
I'm the queen of anxiety.
Yeah, live stream anxiety.
Yeah.
But no, any show actually. Even when we did our face-to-face shows, there's some sense of nervousness. So
Yeah.
although the people aren't there, you know that they are watching. And
Yeah.
but I have to say, I think that having grown technically throughout the experience, or my having more knowledgeability around the equipment that we're using, it's for me, I just want to tell everybody to just do what they want, or like really follow this like inner intuition. Because with Song Night, I never knew that I would still be part of it. At first I didn't think that
Yeah.
I wouldn't have imagined that, oh, after a couple of years we would have to go live online and totally readapt and then become part of it in a different way. And stuff like that can happen at any point in time.
Yeah. I love the unpredictability of life.
Yeah.
I really love the unpredictability and how different we navigate in different situations.
Right.
I wasn't trying to give the wrong message by saying I'm the queen of anxiety, but I am the queen of anxiety when it comes to our live online streams,
Yeah.
because we're such committed people to quality. And
Right.
that's why I think Song Night works. R&B Song Night has been staying around for a decade because we're so committed to
Right.
doing our work
I mean,
properly.
it's your consistency that's been driving the whole project.
Well, I'm reading your bio here, Karl, and it reads very lekker. It says Karl Ehlers confirms that doing the work both behind and in front of the microphone is the most immersive creative experience. When the sound is right and the timing is tight, the feeling is created. Music is all about feeling. So how do you feel? You're not only a sound engineer, but you're also a producer and a performing artist known as Morenga now. Like, can you just I'm not trying to ask you to compare your experiences behind and in front, but like it lends something, doesn't it?
Certainly, I think if you're working behind and in front of the camera, it allows you to think from the different perspectives.
Yeah.
Sometimes, perhaps not even for the good, you can be blinded by certain things. But for me, it definitely opened me up. Every day, I get the chance to, when like if I'm DJing, or if I'm
Yeah.
filming somebody DJ, these experiences are so interconnected. That's why sound engineering for me and making music, they've been going hand in hand, like as a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And that's what I also think about arts actually as a whole. Even
Yeah.
though we're musicians, we're also actually painters, and we sculpt or whatever. We come up with all types of creative direction,
Yeah.
and I think it all just goes hand in hand perfectly. So if you're in front of the camera, having the knowledge of being behind of the camera theoretically should only be a big benefit to
Yeah.
the quality of whatever you're part of.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they say knowledge is power, and your conversation actually bleeds into what Martin Amushenje, the R&B Song Night photographer, official photographer,
A very
says.
brilliant guy.
Yeah, no, shout out to Martin. Um, I just want to take this moment to applaud you because you're currently obtaining your degree in journalism and communication from NUST. And at the same time, you're pursuing your diploma in sound engineering from the College of the Arts.
Right.
And for me, what blows my mind is that your lecturer is Alvo.
Right.
And that's the first person that you sort of went to at 11
Yeah.
years old
Yeah.
to start learning how to produce music.
Yeah. So like 10 years ago, we together
Yeah.
went to Elvo,
Yeah.
and he taught us about production and just software.
Yeah.
And it's a real full circle moment for me because he taught me how to make beats, and then I went off onto this journey or I went off on an escapade of wild creation, making bad music, making the most brilliant music, or whatever it was, like everything combined, and just being on my journey, like messing up, not knowing anything about the right settings, to having more of an idea, and
Yeah.
then like years later, coming back and reconnecting. It's really a good moment, and we're working together well. I was so shocked to find out that he was the guy who mixed, produced, and mastered Sunny Boy's Balance.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's phenomenal to find out, and we've all been dancing to Sunny Boy's Balance. It's
You
one
know?
of the anthems of our lives here in Namibia.
That's like a song that it's crystallized. There's something about it and it has an energy, like an aura.
Yeah. I find it absolutely remarkable and inspiring, for people to have full circle moments, to come into a moment of understanding and reflection that all the choices we've been making and the fact that we've been showing up, the fact that we've been doing the work is actively like nurturing other people.
Right.
Just the fact that we're doing what we love gives another person the courage to do what they love. I find that so remarkably freeing, actually, that if you live your truth, other people will be inspired to live their truth.
So I think that's incredibly profound because doing what you love and that in effect help people do what they love, that's all that we can ask for.
Yeah, that is all we can ask for. And we're actually coming to our close, Carl, but we just want to reflect one more time about the creative industry. What would be something that you would like to tell your peers? Because, in fact, musicians and creatives, they're our peers. And, I try and show up, but sometimes I overcompensate a little bit and, try and focus a little bit more on me so that I
Right.
can understand and build my sound instead of, diluting it
Right.
so that everybody can try and find inspiration in it. What would be some, just hardcore advice, especially to somebody who wants to step on the Song Night stage?
Right.
What would be just a few words of advice that you would leave them with?
I mean, I think about it every day. There's always this idea of what you're doing is possibly not good enough, or you could always be doing something better. But as long as you know you're doing something and you stay true to it and you stay consistent with it, it has to pay off in some manner.
Yeah.
So if there's someone out there who wants to attempt being on Song Night, I would just encourage them to totally go for it. It would be a great experience, and even if you don't make it, that experience in itself is, you also learn from that. But I wanna implore people to remember that if you're busy with something, if you're on your hustle, of course there will always be a thought of you could be doing something else that could be on a different caliber. You could be doing something better or something that could be giving you more money. But as long as you know that you're staying down and consistent, that's far better than giving anything up for an alternative that might or might not benefit you.
Yeah. Very wise words in this very intimate conversation with Karl Ehlers. Thank you so much. I'm just so grateful that, Namibians are leaving deep footprints in the sands of time and that we're doing the work. That's
Yeah,
most the saying at 99 FM, do the work. And
exactly.
you're definitely doing the work. Thank you for your time, Karl. We'll see you behind the decks at the next song night.
Yes,
And
exactly.
yeah, all the best.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Lisa. This was beautiful.
Thank you, Karl Ehlers, also known as Morenga. And my name, of course, is Lisa Ehlers, founder and director of RMB Song Night. It is 10 years of nurturing the Namibian sound. And this, of course, is our official vodcast. So please follow us, hashtag RMB Song Night, hashtag 10-year anniversary vodcast, hashtag 99FM, hashtag proudly Namibian. RMB Song Night, nurturing the Namibian